Please listen very closely to everything I'm about to tell you because it is extremely important, as we have seen the entire crypto market taking a massive hit this week, including a few of our favorite cryptos which have fallen large amounts respectively. Dogecoin is down big on the week, as is Bitcoin, Ethereum, Luna, absolute lunacy with Luna, as the team behind it decided instead of actually trying to help people and help restore the coin, instead they sold large amounts. You could have actually saved it, Luna could have recovered, and the entire market would have likely done better had Luna actually saved their coin. But in large part because of that and other things in the market, we've now seen an absolutely terrible day. But here's why it's very important that you know this information so you can make the smart decision right now moving forward. The bigger reason, though, why the entire market is down, Luna, yes, played a role in that, but the bigger reason why it fell so much further today is because we have been seeing rumors that Coinbase could potentially go bankrupt. This right here, Coinbase earnings were bad. Worse still, the crypto exchange is now warning that bankruptcy could wipe out user funds. So now there are people who are massively scared, who have their money invested on Coinbase and are now taking it out in large quantities. Now here's the truth. When it comes to this crypto market we are in right now, there are not any major news stories that are going to be positive that we know for sure are coming soon. And so the crypto market will stay around the same for a little bit right now, unless we do see a few more bad stories like this and what happened with Luna. If that happens, we can absolutely see Bitcoin falling all the way down, significantly lower than it is right now. 20,000 or so is a range that is possible. 21,000, 20,000. I've been worrying about that for a while. You heard me on my show 4 days ago. I said that 21,000 Bitcoin was an actual possibility. This is not something that I want to say, but you do need to keep that in mind. $21,000 not out of the question, especially if we see any more negative news stories. The only way cryptocurrency will not fall to 21,000 is if we do not see anything bad happen in the next short period of time, until we have enough time for that buy pressure to build back up. Typically, after cryptocurrency falls, you will see the buy pressure coming, but right now that is not forming in the way that it's supposed to. As you come into live, take a second to not press the like button, because this live does not deserve any likes whatsoever, because we are, of course, talking about something extremely unfortunate. And Coinbase playing a big role here, Luna playing a big role here, but Coinbase, I think this one absolutely was one of the primary factors for the fall. Now, we did have one of the people behind Coinbase coming out and saying that no, it's not actually going to go bankrupt no matter what. So that was somewhat reassuring, but it's too late. I mean, the rumor's already been going around. People are already scared as heck. And Luna is showing right now that even some of the people you trust the most in the cryptocurrency space may still decide to betray you. So that right there is scary. So you have to be extra additionally careful and cautious. In cryptocurrency, you have to truly believe in not only the project itself, but also in a team in order to hold long term. Otherwise, you could end up being in a position where you lose your money. Dogecoin is a cryptocurrency that I firmly believe in for the long term. However, even despite its use case and despite its potential growing, it still is, of course, subject to the whims of the market. And when Bitcoin is falling to the degree it has in the last 24 hours, Dogecoin is going to take a big hit as well. Everyone right now is probably scared, and you should be, because Dogecoin could also fall further. Dogecoin could fall all the way down to around 5 cents. And if that sounds scary, well, it is, but that's just something that can happen because this is cryptocurrency. We are talking about an extremely fluctuating market that has massive sways up and down based on news events that can spread like absolute insanity. I mean, they can just spread extremely fast. And so with that, we're going to continue to monitor what's happening, but I don't want to sound too all gloom and doom, because the truth is, even if we do see the worst case scenario happening, it's not going to stay down. It will absolutely spike back up again. We know that for a fact. And with Dogecoin, the 5 cent prediction is not something that has an extremely high probability. It just is something that can happen. I've been saying for a while that around 9 cents or so is where I predict the floor of Dogecoin to be. It actually ended up going below the floor that I was looking at. It went all the way down to around 8 cents for a brief period of time today. So it's still staying around where the floor I predicted was. And so hopefully we will see that floor holding relatively strong. We do know as well that Michael Saylor, Elon Musk with Tesla, they have huge amounts of money invested in Bitcoin at around the $30,000 mark. And if it falls further, they will be some of the biggest losers of the entire pack. And so because of that, there's going to be a lot of institutional support that continues to build around that $30,000 number for BTC. The only way it would fall further, like I said, is if there is that negative news story, but it absolutely can happen, which is why I'm coming on and giving you this warning right now. You need to be additionally careful in this market. You need to be making sure that if you do want to invest in a coin, it is a coin that has an extreme use case. It's very use case heavy. It needs to be something also that has a small market cap when you get into it. And if you're looking for a coin like that, the next Patreon pick that is coming is backed by some of the most successful people in the entire cryptocurrency space. And by backed by it, I mean like they're literally the ones behind it. We were talking about people who have billion-dollar cryptocurrency companies and billion-dollar cryptocurrencies themselves, multiple people in each of those categories. So that right there is automatically a massive boom when it comes to the potential of this coming pick. We also are going to see it launching at a time that is avoiding a lot of this massive foliage that has happened in the last week or so. So this coin's going to launch after that, which is to some degree good timing, and it could be launching right around the time that we start to see cryptocurrency picking back up again in a big way. Now, it may go a little bit before that, but hopefully we will see before that. If it doesn't, then it will likely start going up right around the time when this coin launches. And if you want to be participating in a big way and getting updates on things that are happening, including some behind the scenes looks at cool things that are going on, then you're definitely going to want to be part of the Patreon. If you're part of it now, you made a smart decision, and staying on the Patreon until next month will, I think, be one of the most rewarding things. Everyone, for the most part, is like, yeah, we're staying. Even though the crypto market's down, it is going to be worth it to be part of that, especially because this pick could be one of the things that really truly gives us the best chance at a major spike even in this market. But it's not just that. There is more stories that are coming out. By the way, there's a link that is in the description. I'll also put one in the pinned comment if you want to join the Patreon and actually have that opportunity. Keep in mind, though, it is a matter of weeks out, most likely launching around next month. So keep that in mind if you do decide to join the Patreon. Crypto billionaires' fortunes are destroyed in weeks. Take a look at this. Brian Armstrong, the CEO of Coinbase, his net worth was as high as $13.7 billion. Then it fell down to $8 billion at the end of March, and now it's down to $2.2 billion, which still, I mean, no one feels bad for him, right? He's still in the billion-dollar club. But just think about that. His net worth has now fallen from $13 billion to $2 billion in only a matter of around a year or so. Truly insane to see something like that happening, as Coinbase stock has fallen massively. Tesla stock, though, is still continuing to hold relatively strong, but even Tesla stock is taking a bit of a hit right now. Let's go ahead and pull up Tesla stock right here, and you can see exactly what it is doing. This live, very unfortunate news throughout the entire live. Tesla now at 734. On the day, though, it has not fallen like Dogecoin has, down 25% in one day. It has, however, fallen 8.25%, so still a large fall for that, as well as the stock market playing another role. It wasn't just Coinbase, it wasn't just Luna, the stock market as well, and people being worried about a recession has also played a role in the market going down, which is a little bit ironic, because one of the best things to hold in a recession where inflation is oftentimes an even bigger problem, it's already a bad problem even now. In a recession, you're going to want to hold an asset that can help you hedge against inflation, and cryptocurrency is a great asset for that. The problem is, it doesn't matter how good of an asset it is in any of these categories or with the use cases if people don't think it has that ability, or if people don't think it has that use case. And right now, people are associating in their minds, a lot of people are, cryptocurrency with the stock market, regardless of if it actually has a lot of similarities or not. And it doesn't have that many similarities, to be honest. So therefore, people are getting this wrong, and people are causing the market to crash based on a false impression of cryptocurrency itself and of the market. So it's just something to keep in mind. Yeah, I feel bad for a lot of people who did not take the, who did not take the safer route. The truth is, you always need, there's a reason why I always say do not invest more than you're willing to lose, because you may lose a lot of it. That is just the way crypto works. You have to know when to take profits at the top, and that's obvious. I don't have to even say that. And you have to know when to sell before it crashes. That's the much harder part that a lot of people don't necessarily look into. But even more so than either of those things is not putting in too much money in the first place. You do not want to be having your entire portfolio in one location. And even right now, the scary thing is, if you hold your money in the dollar, you're losing 8% per year. If you hold your money in stocks, you're losing 8%. If you hold your money in crypto, you're losing. Every single way you can possibly look at it, you're losing money if you're holding pretty much any asset right now. That's so scary, and it doesn't give you a lot of outs. Real estate, is that the only one that you can invest in right now and feel a little bit safer? Gold, precious metals? No, even precious metals and gold are falling. Some people are predicting the real estate market could pop. What can you possibly invest in right now? There really is not a lot of safety at all. And in theory, crypto should be one of the safest places to put your money in a situation like this. However, when there's bad news stories combined with not a lot of people realizing that cryptocurrency does have those advantages, then it doesn't even matter what advantages they have. Technically, it doesn't even have the advantage unless people realize it. So people need to start actually understanding that, being educated about it for cryptocurrency to be able to go and spike back up again. Because right now, if you asked literally anyone in the cryptocurrency space, what's the best asset to hold, most people would tell you crypto. However, it doesn't matter. It's still down. People are still selling. So we just have to keep that in mind, that regardless of what should be the case, it still may not be the case, unfortunately. We'll still continue to do our best, and as more things happen, we'll adapt to them, we'll learn from them. Should you be buying Dogecoin right now at this price? The truth is, this price of Dogecoin is where a lot of the people who were up massively during the big run bought in. There's a huge amount of buying pressure with Dogecoin at 5 cents. So much so to the point that it was able to go from 5 cents to 30 cents and 30 cents to over 50 cents. So that shows you right there, the level of buying pressure that is oftentimes forming at around 5 cents is just truly insane. And there's this massive pull, or I guess push rather. Anytime the price gets close to that, it's going to be pushed extremely hard by that pressure. Will it crack to it? I don't think it really will. 5 cents, extremely, extremely unlikely for Dogecoin to fall below that. If it does, it would be extremely brief and snap right back up almost certainly. So keep that in mind with Dogecoin. If you are buying now, you do not have that much of the downside there. And we have still continued to be confident in Dogecoin, despite saying that yes, Dogecoin, I said on my last live, I'm not that worried about Dogecoin. I'm not worried about Dogecoin simply because even if it falls, we still know that it has major catalysts later this year. So even if it goes down some, that's what we've been saying, we're still going to be confident in it. I think that right there is the right mentality to have when it comes to Dogecoin. With other cryptocurrencies, a little bit more scared is definitely appropriate. And that's what I said on yesterday's live as well. To be scared in this market, I was very clear that $21,000 BTC even yesterday before this happened was possible. So make sure that you pay attention very closely to these moves in the market. And I'll do my best to update you on them and interpret them, but we're not going to have 100% accuracy. Unfortunately, we will just do our best to actually interpret how the market is going to perform. We also had so much stimulus from the government and Fed back then. It says Nicolo, actually, statistically speaking, that played a small role. Not to call you out or anything, but I kind of have to a little bit, because technically speaking, I actually know that did not play a big role in cryptocurrency going up. More so, it was just people wanting to put their assets into something that had more potential to go up. A lot of energy around it. Elon Musk playing a role in that, and the entire market just felt like it was booming. A lot of new big investors were coming in at one time, and it just caused this massive major run of all cryptocurrency. Now we may also because keep in mind too, the halving of the Bitcoin mining happened as well, making the supply and demand curve change slightly. Then of course, when the supply and demand curve changes, what happens? Yeah, it's right. Movement, the spikage that we did see. 0.08 is the price right now. Can we roast somebody, says Greg? Absolutely. I think the people we need to roast are Luna and their dev team, which has been absolutely, truly atrocious right now in the way they've handled this. Luna, what the heck are you doing? You have an opportunity to save the coin and cause it to rise back up, which is what should have happened if they had just simply played their cards right. Instead, they didn't even play their cards at all. They took their cards and they went home with other people's money in their hands. Why the heck would you do that? What the heck are you doing? Luna deserves to absolutely be put in a place dark, very dark, somewhere dark. I don't care where it is. Put them away somewhere dark, because you can't actually trust people in cryptocurrency if you see people that are supposed to be trusted doing this. And even Brian Armstrong himself, the CEO of Coinbase, continued to tout Luna over and over and over again. He's been a big proponent of it for a long time. And Luna actually had a reason why it went up. It was a very, very, very smartly designed coin that was backed by a stable, which then actually had the price of it automatically based on algorithms and based on buybacks. A really smart design. That ended up turning into absolute madness when the team themselves decided to clearly abandon trying to help the coin in favor of taking their money out of fear. And when enough people on the team do that, then who's going to fix it? Now, I will say maybe there's a chance they will still find a way to fix it. Maybe a lot of money is going to pour back in from them. I certainly hope so. But at this point, I mean, you really can't look at Luna and have any respect for them because they hurt the entire cryptocurrency market and they hurt people's trust in coins. Fortunately, you don't have to have your trust hurt too much because the truth is most cryptocurrencies do have teams behind them that are really smart and that are continuing to be loyal. Most cryptocurrencies actually don't even have the teams that have a lot of money. Or if they do, it's been dormant for a very long time and no one even knows who has access to it. So you do not have to have your trust blemished too much when it comes to cryptocurrency. But to some degree, this does make everyone have to be more careful, and that's unfortunate because we want an environment where people can feel free to create and to make awesome stuff in the crypto space, and people can feel free to actually put trust into them without feeling worried. Instead, we've had so many people doing the wrong thing. Now, sometimes, for example, like with Accept Crypto, things will not go the way as planned, but at the very least, you see afterwards, everyone associated with Accept Crypto stayed there and is doing everything right now to actually help with that. And it is taking longer than expected, but fear not, it is still happening. So don't worry. Their emails have already been sent in. They're being gone through and the rescission has already started. It's already underway. So that is a positive development there. Just wait for your turn and, if you have invested in that coin. And I think really the main point of optimism has to be this next crypto pick, because I don't want to just be all negative and say there's no hope, because that's not true. There is still hope. And especially if you can find coins that have specific use case and have the ability for you to get into them early, combined with a really strong team that's extremely reputable in the space, which is the case with this next pick. Elon is too busy to worry about Dogecoin. That is actually not true. He's continuing to do cool things with Dogecoin. I can tell you, actually, there are conversations that are happening between Elon Musk and Dogecoin behind the scenes that you don't even know about, between people working on Dogecoin and Elon. He is taking his time to do that regardless of if he actually financially benefits from it or not. He just wants to make the world a better place. I mean, to be honest, he doesn't financially benefit from anything he does. He already has close to infinite money. There's nothing else he wants to buy that he can't already buy. He doesn't even mostly do that. He has a tiny little house. He doesn't even spend a lot of money. So what does he possibly have in terms of a benefit from his work? Well, there isn't any, except for making the world better. And so that explains why he loves Dogecoin and why he helps Dogecoin. It makes sense. Wow, Robinhood, this is bad timing for you, Robinhood, because you're about to get roasted. I just got a notification right now on my screen where Robinhood said your daily limit has now been decreased. Okay, Robinhood. So what you're saying is, in the middle of this market, you are now choosing to decrease the amount that people are allowed to withdraw? Why would you do that, Robinhood? Let me go ahead and read. I want to read exactly what this says. Okay, so actually it said your deposit limit also. So this is right now Robinhood choosing to do the wrong thing? What? This has never happened before. Robinhood, how dare you? Roast music, bro. Yeah, we need the roast music, right? Unfortunately, I do not have my roast music device with me at the moment. So if you want to, you can just hum the roast music as I am doing the roast. Day trader status, says Michael. Yep, that right there is another way that you can make money in this market right now, because with these huge swings up and down, it's even easier than it usually is if you know what you're doing to make money. However, if you have not done it before, or if you have not succeeded in it before, then you probably have a good ways to go before you can get to the point where you're beating other people. Because remember, it's a competition. Everyone who does it thinks they're going to win, and only some people actually do. And you want that to be you, of course, obviously. Just bought 10K in Doge at 8 cents. What a deal, says Stuart Ghana. I like that spirit, and there's actually a ton of truth to that. If someone had told you before the 70-cent spike to buy Dogecoin at 8 cents, and they had showed you what was going to happen, you would be all over it. You would be buying giant bags of it. Now, right now, there's another time, another opportunity where we're saying, hey, look, Dogecoin's at this price here, under 10 cents. It's the time where you do want to be, you do want to be looking at it very favorably. However, like I said, I don't want to conflate that with the fact that it could still fall all the way down to 5 cents. So do not, under any circumstances, invest right now unless you're okay with or unless you're understanding of the fact that it could fall further. It's not a guarantee. That would only come if, of course, we do see those negative news stories continue to pile on without any positive. And keep in mind, we probably will not see any positive in the near short-term future. So we really just have to avoid negative stories. And the upside, though, is if you do invest in it right now and then it does spike massively, from something like an Elon Musk announcement, then that would mean you would be making a huge bank, because everyone else is scared in the market right now because a lot of people understand that it could fall further. That's why there's not a lot of buying walls and not a lot of buying pressure that's forming. So that's why we're going to be extra careful in this market. If you do want to invest in it right now, you may want to dollar cost average in rather than putting it all in at once. Right now, Dogecoin back up to 8.6, so back up to around 9. We want to see that continue to recover more, especially because now Brian Armstrong, other people with Coinbase are coming out and saying that no, it actually cannot go bankrupt and everyone lose their money. There are safety protections in place. So that is good to hear, even though the rumors of them being able to go bankrupt, a lot of it started from directly at the source, need to be, of course, looked into further. I'm not going to just trust what these CEOs and what these leaders within Coinbase are saying. We're going to have to do some more digging on that. So make sure subscribe with the notifications on so you can see the update on that specific story. We need one. Zero, come on, bro, says Richie. I don't know what you're referring to. Robinhood will change your status if you make too many trades. You have to limit your trades if you're under 25. I have not done any trades on Robinhood in the last 24 hours, so that is not the reason why. I believe most likely they are also in a position where they're hurting. Some Robinhood stock is down massively, and so they're continuing to limit things that people are capable of doing. Not the first time they've done that. Remember when they limited trading? I sold 60% of my cryptos. I feel fine, says Metal Mike. See, that's with me. I also, when it was at the top, I was saying, hey, I'm taking profits. One of the coins I took profits on, Tking. Other coins I took profits on include Ethereum. I took some profits on that. I took some profits on BNB. And a lot of us took profits at the top. If that's what you did, that was, of course, a smart move. That's why I continue to say, hey, now may be a good time to take profits. I said that probably 100 times within the course of like 20 days or something when it was toward the top. And if you did take profits on those cryptos, what I told you was smart was to actually take it out slowly. And that is, of course, still, if you want to take more money out, still the smart way to do it. I would not recommend taking it all out at once. Do not have a fear sell. That right there is the worst thing you can possibly do, because the market is continually changing, and you can't predict to 100% of a degree chance of what's going to happen. You just have to do your best. Anyway, I'm Matt Wallace. This is Final Stand, and I will see you in the next video.